interesting topic coming through today. Today we're talking about conflict resolution. Do we know how to apologize anymore?
Do you know how to apologize anymore?
I'm trying. I've improved. Back in the day, mazee ilikuwa shida sana. I used to get into very silly arguments.
Yeah.
But that's the conversation we're going to have from now all the way till 10. So strap yourselves, strap those seatbelts on. And remember, it's not just going to be an echo chamber conversation with us in studio and you listening. We want to hear what you think as we go along. You'll use the number 0116-928-683 to lend out your feedback. 0116-928-683. You can send in a voice note, a text. But you can also text. If you don't want to send a voice note, you can send a WhatsApp on this number and tell us what you think. But you could also go to our page on X and on Facebook, Radio Gen KE. And there'll be a poster right there, a nice blue poster, and you can share what you think about the convo as we go along. So tonight we ask the question, do we still know how to apologize, or have we turned remorse into performance and accountability into a lost art? Just to open the floor, how good are you at apologizing, my brother Aidan?
I mean, I used to really suck at it, admittedly. But as I've grown older, it's that thing of I'm moving away from just apologizing for the sake of apologizing. You guys know that vibe for check it, kubali tuishe, kubali umekosea, we move on.
Sawa basi pole.
Sawa. Or si
arrogant apology.
Those apologies that come with C.
It's not sincere.
Yeah, it's not sincere. Si, check it. Si pole basi. Emmanuel nimekosea, check it Buddha, si iza basi.
Kwani unataka kulia?
Boy fulani mazee alikuwa na deni ya boy fulani mwingine. So the guy has gone out to the club, mazee akampata hapo akidance hapo karibu na counter. Akamwambia wewe bana, uko hapo unakunywa na uko na dozo zangu. Msaka akamwambia si unipige ishe basi. Cheki si unipige ishe basi.
Mimi nataka kujua hiyo conversion rate. How much is one punch?
Cheki KRA taking notes. So KRA taking notes. Kumbe tunaweza wapiga na hiki.
Check, if you haven't paid your taxes, let's meet on Koinange Street. Tutawapiga ishe.
Wana wave mateke, wasema tumewapea waiver.
So your main problem you at sea, am just the tonality?
No, I used to not be really sincere with apologies, but as I've grown older, it's that thing of you owning up, to your mistakes and just like apologizing, and meaning every word of it, right?
I think for me, this apology story makes a lot of sense when I remember my marriage days. Because let me tell you, one of the hardest things on earth is to live with another human being. You guys.
Right.
Yeah. You guys, the smallest thing irritates you, You guys, somebody blinking inakuwasha sana. Cheki. Kujama.
Cheki. Mbona una blink kama Daddy Owen?
Cheki, blink yako iko na arrogance fulani. Cheki.
I don't like your tone.
Akitafuna chakula you guys unachoka.
Manze you guys.
Kwa plate yako unakula kwa balcony.
So when you're living with someone, there's always something about the way they carry themselves which irritates you. Like I remember my wife used to leave the microwave door open. So ukiingia kwa living room, because my living room and the open kitchen style, but do I say because it's American design.
Napenda venye vitu zote zilikuwa in the past.
Walikosa budget.
What do you mean in the past?
No, tulikuwa
you guys bado niko hapo, you guys American design. So you guys, so unaingia hapo living room, mazi imewaka light, ameacha you guys microwave door open, ameacha fridge, mazi ameenda akakunywa juice from the nini, you guys, from the box,
from the ameipiga from the neck.
And then
alafu akaekelea tu hiyo kifuniko hapo juu hata screw.
So I'm like, yo bana, what is happening with this individual? Like who is alio wapi bana? Wewe ni nani? So when you live with someone, you have to be really quick to say sorry. Even over the smallest things. Even like another irritant was hiyo mtu akifinya toothpaste.
Anaifinya from katikati.
Bana. Na bado imebaki hapo nyuma.
Lunatic.
Lakini anaifinya katikati.
Why would you do that?
But also to jistaki, me I used to leave like after having tea, kuna tea bag. So unaacha tea bag hapo. Unamaliza kunywa chai, alafu because me I used to make tea bag tea. Then I just put the cup with the tea bag in the in the sink.
Save me.
Okay.
You're supposed to remove it and throw it. But don't worry, nilioa ndio nikajua your story.
After one cycle.
Imagine you're supposed to remove it and then now throw it.
No, I'm sorry because I still do that. I didn't know it was wrong. But
So,
if I can just cut you off, Kiasi, I feel before we continue this discussion, we need to first of all agree that conflict is part of life.
Sure.
Like there's always gonna be conflict kabisa. The way you described it, nivo umesema like living with someone. Kuna msali sema like being annoyed is the price you pay for community.
Ati?
Being annoyed is the price you pay for community.
Oh, okay.
So
jamaa mazee ametoka wapi?
That's why nimekusimamisha.
Rehearsing.
Hiyo quote ilikuwa inapotea nikasema hey, hold up. Acha nipige. So for you to stay with anyone, be it just anyone, your friends, your partner, like just being around them, you're gonna be annoyed. That is guaranteed. Because you're two different people. So wewe unasema kuna vitu ulikuwa unafanya zinambo na kuna vitu pia alikuwa anafanya zinambo. So mimi nilikuwa nataka kupiga hiyo quote, carry on.
Check him after show. Kata hiyo part. Yes. Ndio siko tena after hiyo show, lakini kata hiyo place yenye nimesema community. I've forgotten the phrase.
Community.
So I learned very quickly in order to reduce the temperatures, I can just say, hey, by the way, sorry for. Because my option would be kuchemka niseme, so you just remove it yourself then. Kwani how hard is it to take the tea bag and to throw it into the garbage instead of coming to ask me about removing the tea bag? So you just remove it then. You guys, from there, Mazi, it was downhill. So I realized if I just say, hey, by the way, I'm sorry. Just I won't do that again. So I kept learning. But I'm not saying I'm perfect. There are so many things I used to do that were crazy. But I learned that very late in my marriage, I feel. Or I learned the seriousness of it late. The seriousness of apologizing as fast as you can. Because unajua kuna hiyo ego. Like you're like, why should I? Mbona wewe usicapitulate? So you just remove that tea bag and throw it. Why do you have to come to me? I'm the man of these digs. What are you telling me? I'm really telling my pals who in the mukahawa. Check it. So imagine that mommy comes to me, bro, and ambias me to chomoa a tea bag, bro. And I'm like, so I think maybe the first thing I can say just to open the floor is if you're in a relationship with anyone, whether it's your workmate, your colleague in a team thing, the faster you apologize, the better.
Even friendships, right? Because the lines can get blurred out easily in friendships. You know, where you wrong your friend and just assume, because Emmanuel is my boy, everything is all good. No, you have to apologize.
Even your male friend?
Yeah, you'll just throw a couple of C's. Sipole mazi when boys. But you have to apologize. It's that's how you build healthy male friendships.
Do men apologize to each other that much? Ama we do things that insinuate apology. Like say if I wrong you, then I call you kesho. I'm like, hey, Edan, VP, bro. That's not like an apology.
No, you have to verbally articulate the apology. But for men it's different. It's different, but I feel like we should, adopt the healthy way of doing apologies, which is verbally articulating your apology. Check Emmanuel, pole, bro.
You mentioned.
Check it, bro.
Do you have to use that deep voice, huh?
Check you. As I'm sharing deep inside your soul.
Unataka kufanya nini?
I'd like to apologize for what I did yesterday.
No, but it's important you brought that up. We rarely apologize to each other, I think.
Yeah.
Kuna siku nilikuwa napiga podcast na boy fulani hapo anatoka Kipkaren, So you guys tumepiga podcast mazee umse ameanza kuchemka. The topic was very hot. Alafu umse mazee akachemka. Umse anaitwa Bash,
Alichemka kama nini? Mayo topic
yote mazee. Tunaongea story fulani ya makarao you guys. So mazee boys amewaka ya ukweli. So after the show I'm like, hey, huyu jamaa kumbe amejam ya ukweli, it's not acting. So tumeenda Rongai mazee ataongei kwa gari. Can you imagine not vibing all the way to Rongai?
The whole time.
And then you guys, I'm giving them a lift, you guys. So tumeenda Rongai mazee ameshuka amesema, ishia akabang mlango. Cheki me. I'm like, vijana wa siku hizi. So now after that, the next day, this guy just calls me and starts talking normally. Chigani ajumanu. Uko fiti. Uko wapi bana?
Without acknowledging the
So I'm like, "Wait, hauja apologize."
Check it. Let us completely disregard what happened yesterday and talk about.
First of all, ajepeana the full story. Yes, nilichemka na nikani. But alini drop 1 kilometer away.
Apologize.
Alini drop 1 kilometer away from penye naishi.
Oh, I dropped you further.
Yeah. Kawaida unanyekanga kwa mlango. So hata wewe inamaanisha pia ulikuwa na una feel something.
Yeah, definitely.
But nilisema pole
after good guy you guy.
After issue.
Yeah, man. So
but the important thing to realize is, even if you're talking about any type of ships, friendships, relationships, workerships, whatever it is, the main source of conflict is you as an individual. You have your own boundaries. So unajua, like there's some things that the other person cannot cross. Like you have your boundaries.
Or like your non-negotiables.
Yeah. And when your boundaries are crossed, that's when there is conflict. Okay. Right? Yeah. So the question is, there's this person, because it's two people. You are crossing this boundary of this other person. Because boundary ni imaginary, you don't know until you're told. So what do you do when the other person is not communicating that you are crossing their boundary? Like, let's say for example, if your wife hiyo kitu iko ina mbo kila siku hiyo ya kuacha nini, but inamuuma ndani, like ana akuambi, like what do you do in that situation? Like, are you supposed to now become a psychic and
no, someone has to tell you when they hurt you, I think.
When you hurt them.
Yeah, when you hurt someone. If I hurt you, for example, I think maybe me I can be assuming tulikuwa tu tunapiga banta. So uko poa.
Yeah.
And that's a problem I also used to have. I used to have I hope my ex has show you guys. You guys. So I used to have issues with her.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sure if she was young, she had issues with me. But
check it, me too.
Me mazee nilikuwa naenda kuambia maboy wangu. I can go and meet my pal Rico mazee na unloadia. Check it, so dem anaamka mazee hata asemi hello babes, good morning. Anatoka kwa bed anaishia anaanza kuongea na mdosi wake. Anaenda job, but acknowledge my feelings, you get? So she didn't know. I feel like she didn't know many of the things that I had as issues.
Yeah.
But how will someone apologize or change if you don't share?
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like it's not even a sustainable way of like living life, because at some point all the pent up emotions are going to explode.
Yeah,
right. You're going to end up resenting your partner. Now communicate unanyamaza tu.
Yeah. I feel like the best form of apology is when you change your behavior. Tunaona wasewa si unipige basi lakini bado hakulipi pesa zako hivi. I don't think an apology ends when you say it. I feel like I should give you some time to see your actions, to see if you remain on the same trajectory. Because you're talking about boundaries.
Yeah.
So if I apologize for crossing your boundary, and then I keep
doing, like,
I'm a perpetual,
like, how
boundary breaker.
How many times can you like actually cross that boundary? And I think me, I've been on the other side. First of all, on the other side where like I was never communicating when I never knew that was a thing. Because I was telling
communicating?
people, not communicating that my boundaries have been.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was telling people here that like I grew up in a home where like my parents used to fight all the time, like all the time, kabisa. So for me, my small mind was like, conflict is bad, of which conflict is not bad. It's part of life, you know. Sure. If they had communicated their boundaries, maybe angekuwa napigana every other time, because it was always the same things. I promise you, it was always the same things. I'm like, are you guys just fighting for the love of the game? I'm like, see, if you just sit down and talk about this. So I grew up never knowing that you can actually communicate. Like if someone steps on your shoe, I never knew you can be like, hey, you guys, umenikanyaga kiatu rada. So mimi nilikuwa like, hey, I'll do anything to avoid conflict.
Oh, so you become
I'll go out of my way to, let me tell you, me, I remember, like I was such an introvert. Nilikuwa napanda mat. Sina nashukia stage na kulikuwa naishi Huruma. I'd rather
ulikuwa naishi Huruma?
Si Huruma ya ni LD.
Okay,
but ni the same, ni mbaya tu bado. Si better. Ndio mbona zinaitwa hivyo. Yeah. So I used to be like that. Like singe speak up at umenipitisha, I'll be like wacha ningoje the next person asimamishe gari nishuke, and then I walk all the way back penye naishi. Like I was avoidant of
conflict. Okay.
You get? So like I've been on the other side where like my boundary is constantly being crossed, but I don't. So what I used to do is, if you're a stranger, sawa, haina shida, wewe ni konda umenipitisha chonjo. But if you're someone close to me and you do that to me, I'll just shut down. I won't tell you, hey, hapo umeniumiza. I'll just give you the silent treatment. Like niteka hiyo, and I feel like that is a very bad way of dealing with conflict, because as much as they're apologizing, there's the like you're the one being wronged, but you're not communicating. So ningeka hivi niko like sijiongelesha like brother yangu for like a day, nimejam, simuongeleshi, but na expect a read mind yangu akumbuke nini alinifanyia. Sako like bash, mbona uongee? Mimi niko like so being on that side is you're equally complicit in this particular issue kabisa.
Sure. So you guys, do you think you need therapy? You guys have to go out as you fight daily.
Sindo therapy you guys.
Come to be an invoice after the show.
Sinangoja mnipe hapa ma hot take.
Chicky, what I think you should do.
Chicky, now in regard to your issue, I think
you need
hugs.
Well, speaking of parents, especially our African parents, like your folks. I don't know about your folks, but I'm sure I'll know something now. Did your folks used to apologize to you as you're growing up when they wrong you?
I am actually really lucky to have gotten emotionally mature and intelligent parents. Like my pops would acknowledge when he
for real,
yeah, like okay, so I shouldn't have gone about this whole issue the way I did, and that's on me, right?
If my dad did that, I would have wondered what's wrong with him.
Yeah, Dad, are you okay? Yeah, but we only got to see that side of my pops when we got older, right? But when we were kids,
when you were adults,
yeah, when I was into my late teens, I think it's like dad is like really getting vulnerable with us.
Do you feel like it's a sign of weakness if you apologize to a kid? Like they might take it as weakness in your part, so that's why they maintain that stoic nature all the way till when you're a teenager. So that between you being a toddler and you being a preteen, you don't use that mushiness that he brings out to become spoiled. Have you ever watched these movies where the white kids yelling at their parents?
I hate you. Yeah, I hate you.
Yeah, and they have that very friendly approach.
Yeah.
So do you think our folks were avoiding that so that you don't become that spoiled white kid?
Yeah, could be, but I believe it all comes down to the definition of how you define strength.
Yeah,
what is strength to you? Right? Is acknowledging your feelings, not defined as strength in your own terms, right? I feel like so as a parent, if you pass down that definition of strength and what it means to be to be a man to your kids, right? If you properly articulate it and say acknowledging your feelings is not weakness, that's gonna change how they perceive apologies from your side.
How did it make you feel? Sorry, Bash. Bash alikuwa amebreathe at a point again.
Mimi napenda hii therapy baze. Niko like Edan anatoa hapa.
I feel like I'm stunting on Bashir.
You guys had opposite upbringing.
Check it, Paul and Bashir. I feel terrible, bro.
For having a good dad.
Check,
apologize.
Don't have no remorse.
So, how did you feel when he actually said those words?
No, I kind of felt like my father was honest, right? He didn't try to show me that, what, I have it all figured out, right? And that's the, mentality, that I've sort of, grew up in. That's what, the mentality I sort of employ to my adulthood, right? Like, my father doesn't have everything figured out. And so I give myself grace when, I, do mistakes, and I sort of forgive myself, which is interesting.
You guys were enjoying. You guys made my
we had a blast. I'm sorry, Bashir, but we had a blast. So, Bashir, having a blast as a child is
enjoying.
Your childhood. As a Somali, having a blast, is better.
Can be taken wrong. This game has some low hangings.
But just to add to what you're saying, like my question is, if you're dealing with a kid right? I mean, you're treating them as a child now, but you're also preparing them to become an adult later.
Yeah.
So obviously you're teaching them some fundamental things, like let's say things like boundary. So Emmanuel was asking like would you now ignore all that until like, and I'm like, these are like very fundamental things. You know, it's like if someone does this to you, like you are within your rights to ask them, you know, like, you've hurt me, what is. So I feel like there's a way you can introduce that concept of boundaries and speaking up for yourself without necessarily making them mushy or just okay. Yeah, you can introduce
without making them wimps.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In fact, you're just making them stronger, because I feel like I was a wimp because I was not speaking up for myself. But you can't introduce the concept of boundaries and speaking for yourself without introducing the concept of you stepping on someone else's boundary. Like, it's not one-sided.
But how come after whooping our behinds yote? You know, my dad used to have this weird smile akituvunja.
So, are you looking back?
Yeah, so unamwangalia you guy.
He's having a blast.
No, I used to look at him because I'm wondering because he has like a weird. That was just his facial, architecture
when he's beating you.
Sana. So I used to look at him like, are you serious? Ama unanipiga ya ukweli, because unakaa ni kama una smile. Yeah? But when they were whooping us, how come they never used to tell us to apologize? I think that would have been some good training. Like, you whoop the toy. If I told you normally whoop if you spank, if you send them to the corner, which I think is the most wimpish maneno you guys. I wish I was raised like that. Check it, go to the corner. Check it. Hey, corner. I could do that. I can just chill at the corner, you guys. But I'll ask for my phone. So you guys,
venye wifi ifiki kwa kona. Tiki Dad, what type of establishment are you running in this house?
We need another router. Yeah.
We need a Wi-Fi extender. Can you imagine the corner does not have coverage?
Man, so you guys. So after whooping us, maybe they should have also encouraged us to maybe pen an apology. I think that would have helped.
Yeah, like for me, at least wewe ulikuwa unapigwa. Mimi alikuwa ananiambia ati anapiga makosa yangu. So you guys, I was never beaten. Makosa zangu zilikuwa zinavunjwa. Sasa sikupigi bash, napiga makosa yako. Okay, what is?
Na alikuwa anakuvunja yake yote.
I think alikuwa ana detach from like I'm beating my child. So like mentally, like my dad hakuwa ananipiga, but my mom, yeye ndo alikuwa deputy. Na my deputy anakuwa disciplinary. Yeye ndo alikuwa amepewa hiyo kazi. My dad was, by the time my dad was having us, venye Eden amesema, my dad had like other families. Okay. So my dad had me when he was 44. By the time I'm growing up, he's a bit older, he's softer, like nikiongea na mabrother wangu na masister wangu wa bigi waniambia vile buda wangu
they give you a different version.
He's not the same so I think ni ile kudetach, like, okay, I know I'm beating my child, but for me to nimpige properly, wacha nitoe kwa akili yangu, napiga mtoi wangu, napiga makosa yenye amefanya.
I think the reason this convo is important, like this segment of the convo about parents apologizing, is we normally pick up habits from them. So say ka Eden akipata watoi, if atola hajapata, umepata watoi guy?
No, not yet.
You can confess, this is a safe space.
Yeah, it's okay.
This is a safe space.
Unajua
ni wako next.
Check it out.
Unataka kusema dog. What's up, dog?
Together ikoti.
Na kodro. How did you know Eden is our dad? Dog.
So, it's easier for you now.
Yeah.
Not only with your your kids, also your relations. Like, you'll be able to, it's easier for you to just say, hey, but they're sorry, because it's a familiar thing. So now me and Bash, it's something we have to learn. You guys, I'm really putting my dad on blast. You guys really used to yell at us, man. Hey, yelling was his way of communication. I think nishai kwambia story hapa kwa hii show. In fact, my bro used to say anaongeanga hivi. Okay, he has to say that when he's gone. Sema hapo atavunjwa you guys.
When he's gone to another town. Ati ameenda kwa duka. Sasa umefika Nax. So dad used to talk like
in fact now I'm really another ni haunt leo siku niulize mbona namuongelea kwa radio you guys.
Seki wewe. Napiga makosa si.
So when we grew up, we found out even us guys are yelling. So we pick up habits from our folks. So maybe if you're a parent and you're listening, maybe train your toy to apologize through also apologizing, because you also can't be perfect.
Yeah, because kids pick up from your mannerisms and not
even what you say.
What you show them, what you do, right?
One of my relatives, you guys, the toy was really chopping drinks up or snipe up kwa living room.
Sena chikimzae. So this is a kid going, oh, that's a whiskey cabinet. Hey, ile whiskey ko pale. Inaweza.
Kuzo mtu anaikunywa na anafurahi. This guy was shocked. Chiki, imagine that toy is kunywa my whiskey. Yeah. 21-year-old.
The kid was
it's always the the Subaru babas. Check it, that toy, yeah? Something wrong about that toy, but
what's cutting with him, man?
Yeah.
So, but now what do you do if you're apologizing to someone and they're not taking your apology?
I think you become passive aggressive. Cheki, sasa kuacha kama hujafunga mlango ya microwave ni kujamisha mtu for 3 days. Unipige ishe basi.
Maybe umzee alikuwa amemfikisha mwisho. Maybe umzee alikuwa amemwambia, "Wewe bro, mimi nitakulipa you guy." So umzee amemfuata hadi kwa club. I think sasa umzee akwa nipige ishe basi.
But I think just to comment on that, I think your responsibility is to apologize, but it's the other person's responsibility if they'll receive it or not. Because maybe they won't.
For sure. For sure. You have no agency of what's done after you've apologized.
And then also it's that thing of like how can you apologize without losing your ground or losing that power? I mean, we're speaking about this, you're like for you to, I think Emmanuel Koraniambia, like in a relationship there needs to be someone mwenye anashuka chini. Like amwezi kuwa nyinyi wote mko hot-headed. Hey, hot-headed.
Guy usijali guy. Apologize.
Tutakata hiyo. Yes, umesikia. So kama mna argue, lazima kutakuwa na ule msee mwenye atakuwa chini kiasi aseme, listen, sawa? I apologize for my part of this particular ni. Like amwezi kuwa nyinyi wote mko, you get.
But hiyo kitu ina interchange ama? Like it can't just be one person always but going down. It has to be you recognize when you're the one who's also messed up and then you say sorry, and then even the other person and I recognize and then ate anaenda chini. But most of the time in real life unapata mtu mmoja ndio
something interesting. It's interesting Bashir brought up that point. You know, my father used to have this thing tell me quite a lot. Ukikuja juu na bibi yakuje juu sometimes mtavunja boma, right? Sometimes you have to, it's all about timing. It's a timing issue, right? So when you know the you're really pissed off, you know, the missus is also, you know, your partner is also pissed off. I think it helps, you know, to have the awareness to go, I'm just gonna you know let her have her way, then bring it up later. During pillow talk.
I think there's also this
it's a timing issue. Timing is really important.
Like there's a phrase that being the bigger man. Being the bigger man, like see that also counts in that particular situation, like just being the bigger man in this or taking the high road, or I feel it's
turning the other cheek.
It's actually a thing that see at discussion haijaisha but for now just to de-escalate the situation.
Okay. I hear you.
So my question is, how can you do that without losing? Because once kuwa ule mse wa kushuka chini, the other person thinks now already you are wrong. But what you're just trying to do is de-escalate the situation.
Exactly.
So the next time when you bring it up, they're already on their knee. Wanajua, me, I was right, and that's why you apologized.
Apologizing then mean the other person was right?
It depends on the nature situation of the argument. Because
but I get what you're saying. You're saying de-escalate, and then now when the mood is right, the timing is right, you can bring it back up again.
And you're not losing respect. You know, you're not losing any ground when you de-escalate. You know, because you de-escalate, it's a push and pull. Then you come back and you know exert your boundaries. It's that thing for, you know.
Say that again. Sorry, interrupted with a stupid comment. You're not losing anything.
You're not losing ground when you de-escalate. You know, you're de-escalating for the sake of your relationship, right, with this person. Then you come back and assert your boundaries. It's like, by the way, this is what happened. You know, you guys come back and talk with calmer heads, I think.
You guys, how long should you ask for commongarization after apologizing from your chick?
After how long?
Can you comonga that night you guys after me apologize?
It depends.
Check it, niaje?
You know, first of all, ameturn anaangalia wall.
Una apologize, umemata mchana.
Sasa usiku si akiingia kwa bed ameangalia huko.
Anakuambia at 7 still umemjamisha mchana. Amekam digs. So namwambia, hey, by the way, I'm sorry for what I did during the day.
So I
recognize. Unatumia hiyo phrase yako yenyewe hujasema tena. Nilikwambia utasahau hiyo. So unasema, I'm sorry, I recognize I hurt you. Okay. Mazemi, I'm going to change. All right. Have you accepted your apology? Okay, give me time. So can you give her time paka 10 and then now she unleashes commongarization?
I think unamtap kwa mwanzo kwanza wote. I think you have to do a litmus test.
Unamwambia hapa lazima to compartmentalize. I know tumekosana na upande nyingine. Lakini hii ni another issue.
Yeah, this is another issue of commongarization, which is actually a need. Did you know that if you don't commonga for 6 months, it's ground for divorce?
You know, we can just put our differences aside for now.
You. So,
make love not to.
But that's the thing about men. Men are very different from chicks. Men, you can kosana with a dude, but they still want commonga, you guys. But chicks, you have to be in the right frame of mind for them to unleash.
I was watching something today, and the
what
guy...
What were you watching?
I can't name it here, but it's a show. So the guy, I think, was caught cheating with now the mother, and he apologized, and the mommy was like, "Hey, listen, I understand."
He was caught?
Yeah, he was caught.
Okay.
And then he apologized, and the partner was like, "Listen, I understand, you know, you're a man, these things happen, and then after that, she started treating him extra nice. You know, she cooked him breakfast the next day. So this guy was like, this is too easy. So he was even drinking the juice. He's like, so the woman is telling him, I can't even poison you. Just eat. Just like there's the other thing of like when the apology is accepted too quickly.
Yeah, true.
Like, what are you planning? You know.
I can really harm my kids. Check it. Thank you so much, honey, for you just taking my apology. But what a nishi kwa Aidan for a few weeks. And then I'll come back. Chicky, honey, you don't have to move. I'm okay.
It's not like you did anything big.
What's wrong with this guy? See, men cheat.
You cheat one time.
It's something that happens daily, Mazi. So at least me, I didn't even go to Amrogi, then you get stuck. For me, I just let you do it. But you guys, that's a cold person.
That's cold, yeah.
That is suspicious.
Yeah.
And in the end, alimfanya mbaya. Like she was plotting something all alone. Yeah, like that is the thing with chicks, like me and Adam tukikosana, that's why inakwanga ni ile wacha heshimiane ishe, like wacha tupigane ishe nini, because when we are done with our emotions, it's over. Sitaanza kuplotia Eden ati nianze kuwa ati fake nice with Eden, napata ne in the back of my mind I just have anajua huyu nikimpata kwa kona atanitambua,
unless you're Jonte.
Who's Jonte?
Jonte na atakupata kwa kona.
Chiki wewe ndio ulikuwa unanifanya mbaya 2022. Ulifika nimesahau. You guys they really do very bad
but things. But they'll accept your apology, but ni ile sawa we ata.
But let me ask you, there is this urban legend, na mimi sijasema all wind down girls.
It goes without saying.
It's a legend that chicks rarely apologize. Let's get your legend. Your myth. Is it a myth or a true story, bro?
Personally, like from my girlfriend, I think sorry nimesikia ile nilikuwa namwambia kitu and then ako like sorry what were you saying, like they just do things adjacent to apologizing. Like she do something bad and then nimconfront nimwambia hey listen you did this and this, I felt like you hurt me and nini and then first of all they'll make it about. Like me, I've ever been confronting my chick, telling her about what she's done, and then she made it about my tone.
Yeah.
Sikimbona unanishautia?
That's when you have all the tools.
You have to apologize.
So that was the argument, you guys. You guys,
ushaishi na argument.
Ile hizo ma UFCs naitwaje ile msee ako juu yako alafu na mtani. You guys, I was underneath her. You guys kinyongo.
Submission. That's when that bash. Yeah, Tony. That's when you win an argument. But you lose over technicality. Check, your arguments were fine. I love your points, very valid, but I don't like your tone. No, tone yako peke yake imenikasirisha. So you start apologizing for your tone.
My dad used to have this thing where I'd be listening. There you're saying your folks would argue, and you're obviously you're there, you're listening.
Yeah.
So they'd argue, and I know my dad is right. But my mother is there, she's on him. Wewe papa pepi. Hii kitu umefanya ni mbaya. So I'm like, hey bana, father. You know, I'm a kid. Yeah. I'm like, wake up and tell her to shut up. You have muscles, Dad. What's wrong with you, man? Kula, Mwambie anyamaza. Na kuweke maji ya kuoga. You guy, man. So he may just be quiet. Yeah? So I didn't understand that until I grew up.
Yeah.
Like there are some things which you are just not worth.
I think it's timing. Yeah.
You was wise, bruh. Yeah. So you just keep quiet.
You just keep quiet.
Yeah. And just and I'm not saying a horrible thing. Yeah. Maybe it's just a petty argument.
Yeah.
Or maybe who has left the toilet sit up.
Yeah.
Down.
That's
So you just lenga. Cause also you never know how this person's day was.
Yeah.
Maybe this person was grumpy. Maybe their colleague talked to them badly at the office. But it took me a long, many years in my life to realize that kume my dad was a wise guy. Unajua angeingia shida ingine mpya.
Yeah.
The tone.
The tone.
Check it. You are telling me to wake up for you maji ya kuoga
after what you've done. So it's interesting. Yeah.
But you guys, there's another chick I used to date. Alikuwa anasemanga kitu inaitwa kaende.
Kifotamende.
Watu na watu wapi?
Chick, no, kaende. Nini? Come on, we go, we are going. Hey, me, you can't tell me anything. Go away. Kaende. So guy was the only one who used to apologize again. That relationship was a toxic, you guys.
Lakini Emmanuel, umecheki hii crop ya Gen Z girls. They are pro-communicating.
Mazi.
Unipata. So sijui kama
what does that mean?
They communicate about their feelings.
All right.
They openly apologize.
Yeah.
Na si zile apologies. Unajua kuna apologies na kuna heartfelt apologies.
All right.
Ile imetoka
kwa
roho. Mpaka unafurahia. Inatoka hapa. They are pro-communicating.
Okay.
Yeah. Ni wale wanakwambia, I feel like you're not hearing me. Yao. I don't feel heard.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So how are you supposed to respond to that? You say, I hear you.
I hear you. Check all the men in Nairobi. Check, I hear you, and proceed to do nothing about.
So anaanza ku take notes hapa. Check. So first step part after the emergency. After second step,
I hear you. Umesema na base. Check, I hear you. Samantha, I hear you.
No, but these younger guys are very expressive.
Yeah.
That's a safe word to use.
Very expressive.
You're saying they apologize. I've never heard that.
They do.
They also really communicate what they're feeling. Checky, I'm feeling, this thing is giving anxiety.
Yeah.
Checky, you don't think that's a bit irritating to a local man like me who's not grown up with that stuff? Checky, where?
Let me say, I'm mama yangu. My mom is like a typical Somali lady. Siku moja nilijaribu kujifanya mzungu. Nikadhani mama ni kama baba. Aliniambia nifanye kitu, nikamwambia mom, I'm not in the right space of mind.
Ulimwambia hivyo?
I'm not in the right headspace, the right space of mind to do what you're telling me. My mom speaks fluent Somali, a bit of English. Kiswahili anavunja in a broken Swahili. And Maria, look around. This is my house. This is my space. Ukiwa hapa, this will forever be the right space for you to do what I'm telling you to do.
You hata ina comeback, you guys.
Unasema nini?
You unajipeleka tu kwa kona.
Cheki, wacha niende kwa kona.
Bila simu yako. No, but you're right. There's a way to apologize. Know when to apologize, the timing. If it's your colleague, should you wait till the next day in the morning?
No, you just give them a ride home. Unampatia
lift. Hey, that's creep. Nimekusana na mzee alafu unampea ride home tena.
Cheki pole.
Maybe for office relationships, or rather office relationships.
Yeah.
It has to be, the setting has to be at the office. You can't start calling someone to apologize after working hours.
Making plans.
Have you seen that South African judge who was texting some chick, my emoji, you guys are bananas?
Yeah, no, I saw, yeah.
Judge Mbekenek.
Well, what was his excuse? Alisema nini?
Huh?
He's actually a judge, sio?
Yeah, he's a judge president, bro.
Yeah. From the Eastern
Cape. Yeah, Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
So you're saying, I did not realize that sending a banana which is peeled, unless I get an emoji dictionary which will... which will tell me the meaning of some of these things. But I was just sharing my concern to her.
I think because he's a judge, he was just playing with the nuances of the law. Like umse alikuwa mnimble by the way. Hizo maswali alikuwa nazida.
You guys should study that guy. Yeah. That guy was really interesting to listen to. Yeah. So if it's a colleague, because workplace also has a lot of conflicts.
Yeah.
And I feel like at the workplace, it's also interesting because people drag out offense.
Yeah.
Because they don't share it with each other. I think if something happens, I'm not the way I am Kitambo, I would have kept something to myself. But if somebody says something which I don't agree with, I respectfully maybe disagree. Or I tell them what I think, and then I also try to contain my emotions so that I also hear what they have to say. But the time I was working at some joint where guys had beef with each other.
A joint, you guys?
A joint? At some joint. At some place.
Oh,
some
okay.
Yeah.
Place in a sound a bit...
joint sounded familiar, man?
No, it sounded...
Check it back! Hey! Joint! So I was working at some place where people would really drag out beef. It was a toxic workplace. So it was so bad. You see now the way us guys are hosting the show right now. Chesa kwa hapo wanafanya show pale. Hata simuongeleshi you guys. Nasimama tu natoka because of some manufactured beef or offense that you have with each other.
Yeah.
So even to maintain a nice working environment, if someone if you have beef with someone, maybe bring it up with them respectfully during working hours. Or if you know you wronged someone, just go to them and say, by the way, that thing I did at time X enye ilikuwa mbaya, pole.
You guys, do you know one thing I saw is the best workplaces to work is where
Google
is where you're friends with your co-workers.
Oh, okay.
You know, we have this thing of me, I want to clock in to work, ni malizane na job yangu, nitoke, niishie mtaani. So you never look at your co-workers as people, as individuals who have their own things going on. People actually go out of their way not to make friends with their co-workers.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Can be tricky. Yeah,
it's a thing. So it's a study that shows that if you're actually friends with your co-workers, the work environment is easier because these things that work in a relationship cut across even in a co-working space. You know, the same things about boundaries and communication and all that. So if I'm not treating you as a friend, like I can't solve some of this.
But that friendship is based on certain boundaries, huh?
Yeah, obviously within certain boundaries. But you know, like by friend, you know, it's a broad definition. You know, like I'm friendly with you. We talk. We communicate. You know, if I do something wrong with you, you will tell me. If I, you know, it's that type of friendship. It's a work friendship.
Yeah.
You know, it's not ati tumekuwa ati my boys like ati kama tumejuana from sijui.
Yeah. You can be friendly and not be friends with somebody. Yeah, and just to go back to what Emmanuel was saying, you know, context is really important, right? So if this is a workplace beef, apologize at the workplace. Yeah.
Okay.
Stop trying to seek these people out outside work hours. And
can you take them
premises.
On coffee?
Chicky, what are you doing on Sunday? You know,
I would like
Friday
at 3 o'clock.
Chicky, I'll circle back.
That's another HR issue, you know. So yeah, just context.
What time? What will you be at exactly 3 a.m. on Friday night? Because I had you during the week, so I just wanted to buy for you a couple of drinks, which will help you relax, and maybe see the situation in a different light.
Hi, bro.
You guys must. So there's some wording phrase that you said earlier when we were talking about this, about how to apologize.
Yeah.
There are some phrases which are more effective than others. You can say something like, when I said what I said, I wasn't thinking right.
So we're talking about like, first of all, I'm sorry is not an apology, sadly. As I was telling you earlier, you need to first of all acknowledge and state, because you can't just apologize for things that you didn't do wrong. And you don't know, like if you apologize to me and it's clear you don't know exactly why you're apologizing, it's not sincere. So you need to start with acknowledging, listen, Emmanuel, I know I did this and this and this and this, and it rubbed you the wrong way or it hurt you. And for that, I'm sorry. Now that's an apology. It is full, because it means, first of all, you know what you did wrong. You acknowledge your part in it.
Sorry.
So Emmanuel, Emmanuel, I know I did this and this and this and that, and I know that hurt you, and I acknowledge my involvement in all that, and for that I'm sorry, and I hope you know, like it's that is a full.
After that, you'll have shrunk into a very tiny being. You're shrinking as you're saying those things. Your voice will be squeaking by the time you're done.
Angeanza kulia kama tungemwacha endelea na hiyo apology. Bashir angelia.
You guys, umeniambia nirudie mara ya pili. Nimeanza kusikia nimejam. Like you guys nimejitoa. And it's you see how hard that is, because it's just a mock apology, but for you to tell, can you imagine apologizing and then someone is like, imagine if apologizing to MC Exodus. After you apologize, it's like
unasema pole ni nini ilifanya useme pole?
Most to my voice note to apologize. Kumbe I record.
So you have to repeat.
So you have to fake cry again.
But the voice note is a nice way of apologizing. One of the problems with just texting is there's no tonality.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I can send a text which when I'm sending it, I'm actually genuine. I'm like, hey, Aidan, man, I'm sorry for how I spoke to you in the morning. Pole sana, forgive me. Yeah. Then you read it, kwa hiyo tone you're mad. You're still mad at me. Because when you see my text, you're like, that guy wa asubuhi mwenye alinibo. Then you read it. But if you send a voice note, you'll be like, I think it can capture the tone of
the medium.
Of
the interesting. Yeah.
You guys got into some accident a couple of months. You guys had to really apologize. Hey, I had to be contrite, you guys. Yeah? I had to ingia my soul and channel my apology. You guys ningeingia shida ingine aje. So you guys mngekuwa mnanitumia mkati wale kwa kabmiti, you guys. Chikimanu ni aje? Wanakukomonga ama uko fiti?
Cheki, no, nime apologize.
Wambie you mean it.
Uli acknowledge.
Nime acknowledge makosa yangu.
Uli offer repair or change.
Cheki, did you say you acknowledge that you hurt them? Ulisema? Haya, acha tukupiga kesho bro. Nenda kupata na Aidan mazi. So another thing you could say, Bash, is I wish I could take it back. You know, those are some of the phrases that can help. Another thing you can say is I wish I had been more thoughtful.
Yeah.
And then you can also say I wish I'd thought of your feelings before my actions. You guys must.
True. And also you have to offer 100%. And I feel like also you have to offer a promise, right? So what you plan to do after apologizing. I see how I hurt you and I'm committed to being better.
But what about these guys who you apologize lakini maze bado wanakuweka you guy on the spot maze 8 months later bro?
You're gonna go probation.
Check, you texted that chick last year in February. I have to see change in your behavior in order to bring you back into my circle. I don't trust you. Check, it's ilikuwa 2022. Me, I feel like if you're not going to accept someone's apology, achana naye basi. Like if you're in a relationship, for example, if you can't I'm not saying you can just do anything and apologize. I'm just talking about these petty relationship issues. Yeah. If you can't honestly receive someone's apology, I think it was stonewalling.
Yeah.
If you're stonewalling, you'd rather just leave someone else because it's a way of torturing someone.
Yeah, that's emotional manipulation. You know, that's another thing.
Yeah, but
it's like mbona unanipatia silent treatment for 6 months. Ilisahau kufunga mlango ya microwave.
Kuna dem fulani ilimwambia silent treatment is as good as violence. Akaniambia hiyo ni maneno ya wazungu. You guys, shocker, you guys. Yeah, that is sad, you guys, Mazi. Anyway, we are the wind down. Shout out to Aidan for coming through.
Thank you for
when you come through. Always the show is fun. Not to say that the show is not fun with you, but acha kuniangalia hivyo, you guys.
Cheki, you need to apologize.
Let me tell you, I have an emptiness in my soul after hizo apology mbili nimepiga hapa.
Ndio umenyamaza. Ungeongea tena.
I'm really thinking about when to harvest my soul.
Remember, you can send us a voice note and just react to the conversation that we have. I'm going to share the number when we come back from the top of the hour. But meanwhile, you know the drill. Don't touch that dial because we are going to come back in a moment.
It's 9 o'clock.
Radio generation. The sound is fine. Pump it up, turn it high all the time. Let the music Radio G's got your jam all day.
Radio Generation, the home of urban soul. Clocked out and stressed out? Yeah. Join the wind down for unfiltered conversations and a dash of light banter blend to give you a reset after a long day.